So who's going to buy your business? You wouldn't have a clue, right? Well, it's never too early to start thinking about who might buy your business. While you may not know for sure who's going to buy your business, you will gain a lot from considering what features would appeal to what sort of buyer. The different types of buyers we will consider here are the individual or private buyer, the corporate buyer, or the investor. The individual buyer. An individual buyer is usually someone who doesn't have another business, or at least if they do, they don't intend to roll the business in together with the one that they buy. This is a buyer often referred to as a mum and pop buyer, mum and dad buyer, first time buyer. A great percentage of these are first time buyers. This buyer really appreciates systems in the business. They will often react more to emotion in the buying process than another buyer. This type of buyer will heavily rely on their financial advisors, accountant, business advisor, whatever that might be. However, they don't necessarily come to a decision on business price with a lot of sophistication. Often they are buying a job, and quite often building wealth is not high on their agenda. Also in this category, you will find franchise buyers. Next, the corporate buyer. This buyer already owns a business, and the plan is to incorporate this business into the other business that buyer has. This buyer is generally more sophisticated since they've gone through a process of certainly running a business and possibly buying a business before. When a company buys another business, there are potential savings to the buyer on costs that won't have to be incurred in relation to the new business. For example, the new business could be moved into the premises of the buyer, saving on that extra rent. Certain wage expenses could be saved as jobs are merged and staff let go. Accounting costs, bookkeeping costs, administration costs, and other costs can be absorbed. A well-prepared business owner can look to capitalize on these savings when selling and boost the price accordingly. The buyer, however, may say that the savings are their good fortune and should not boost price by virtue of the addition to profit caused by these savings. It is all up to the negotiations between the parties, but it is good to start thinking about this now. Thirdly, the investor. This type of buyer wants a business that is almost bulletproof. They will pay top price. However, everything must be in place so that they don't need to get involved in running the business. They're investors. Look at this like an investment in property where a tenant is in place, has been for a long period of time, and the future looks pretty safe for the person investing the funds. A business for such a buyer must tick almost all the boxes that need to be ticked in the areas that we consider below. But the investor, being sophisticated and knowing what they are looking for, will pay top price for the business if they find it. Ask yourself, who might buy my business?